Episode 50, a half century. That is a milestone.
Sir,
Wow.
yes, sir.
50.
Welcome back to episode 50 this time of the 5ASIDE podcast.
Y'all can't even spell 50.
It's really crazy. 5-0. Consistency.
5-0.
Come on,
5-0.
5-0. That's how we feeling. 5-0 for 5ASIDE.
Facts.
But today you are joined by
Seb.
Kendrick.
Gabriel.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
We got a very special episode for y'all for episode 50. A lot to talk about. We've got the Champions League going on, both on the men's and the women's side. We've got a little bit of Black History Month topics. Just a lot going on internationally. We just finished AFCON and the Asian Cup. Some big fashion things going on too. We'll talk about a little bit of music as well. And of course, we have our question of the week. But before we get into that, Josh has something very special for us here.
Very special. I got a special drink for y'all today. I'm saying shout out Brazil. Shout out Jamie and World FC for getting me this Brazil training kit. And if you follow the Brazil kits, they have a special sponsor, Guarana. I bought some Guarana sodas. The Brazil.
How you say it?
Guarana. The Brazilian original.
Guarana.
Actually, Guarana.
Guarana.
Because the accent at the end.
I made sure there was a teaching segment.
Guarana. Eu bebo Guaraná.
Eu quero mais.
Eu quero mais.
That means I want more. Eu quero mais.
Eu cozinho frango.
You know what I mean?
I cook chicken.
I don't know what's happening.
Just shouting out.
Eu falo português.
Portuguese. My thing is, I want y'all to tell me what flavor it gives to y'all.
So this is a guess. I'm just going off branding. It feels like Sprite, but I know this shit is not.
The picture looks like a cherry.
It does. Ooh, you smart for that.
You see this? The picture looks like
It does.
but like not a cherry, but an exotic fruit.
All right, I need
The dev got on me. But it's good. But it's good.
I need all y'all taking a sip so we can cut to it.
Yeah, this is good. This is good, bro.
Eu quero mais.
It's like a cherry cola.
Sublime.
I don't even know what it tastes like. You know what? This is like a cherry Sprite. It's like a cherry Sprite. Cherry Sprite. I like it. That shit good.
This man is funny.
I didn't hear what he
He's
said.
over here looking at the screen like,
Oh, definitely.
that shit bust.
Nah, this is good, bro.
How you say this is good in Portuguese? Buena.
I just don't.
Bem is good. And A is so.
You did it. Just he wants to entertain himself. He just wants to
La
laugh.
bebida em bem.
Nah,
La
the thing
bebida
is,
e bem.
so you said
No.
it tastes.
A bebida e bem.
Remember we did the yerba mate,
This
taste
is much better, yo. Yerba mate or herba.
Oh, it's definitely better
Herba.
than the
Yerba mate. That shit was ass compared to this.
That shit was
Comparatively, bro.
All right, so what do you give this?
These South Americans got it.
Is it sweet?
all I know.
Is it a good drink? Does it do you well or no?
yeah, it's right.
As a soda, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, the calorie count a little
It's
crazy.
It's better. It's better than it was last time.
What did it taste like
Last time it tasted way more like medicine, like cherry medicine. Now
This is a cherry Sprite to me, I would say.
It's weird because it doesn't really have a flavor. Like it doesn't have a strong.
it's nowhere near as sweet as our drinks in this,
which is great.
which is good.
I don't know
Very
though.
good.
The calorie count, 145 for a can? That's a lot of calories for that much liquid. I don't know about sweetness, but I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know, bro.
That's how the Brazilians stay strong.
That's how they stay strong, bro.
Now this has other benefits. Look up the Guarana.
That's
Yeah, nigga.
So
This what Vinny has before a game? That's chill, bro.
Look,
This is definitely why R9 look at it. Look, mix that with a Henny.
What is that
Definitely.
What exactly?
What you mean? And don't act like Ronaldo don't have an alcohol gut. Come on, bro. We all know that. What you mean? Happy BHM, bro. What?
wait, what drink would go good with this though? That's a good point.
Yo.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, rum
definitely be like
for
a
sure.
Darker.
Dark too, though. Little Douce. Black
You
on, of
said
course.
cherry.
I'm
So-
getting cherry flavor.
You said
Nah, cherry. To me, it's like a cherry Sprite,
Cherry.
but like without as much of the lime and lemon vibe.
So once again,
It's good though.
Americans don't know about
Wait,
what's
I didn't get my
outside.
guess.
What are you about to say?
What's the guess though?
What's that fruit that you cut open and it's like it looks like an eyeball?
Look how descriptive that is.
Yeah, eyeball. Should I Google that?
You know what? Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Nah.
There's a fruit that like when you cut it open and you cut it open in half, it's like a ball in there.
Let's talk about seed.
Avocados have a seed. Definitely a seed, bro. Local man discovers seeds. Local man discovers seeds is crazy. What?
This guy's so
Local man. Yo, you ever seen an avocado, bro?
Open a fruit, there's
Avocados
something
also
in the
have a
ball.
ball in it, bro.
You're valid.
You valid, it's crazy.
Wait. I know.
Open a fruit, there's a ball.
So my thing is it like
This nigga over the avocado started tweaking.
Well, y'all-
Yeah, this shit-
Look, nigga.
So why this shit looking at me?
This shit, y'all have never seen this before. That's why, dickhead.
Word.
Culture swine.
Uncultured swine.
I've never seen that before.
They ain't see that
Put it
shit.
on the screen.
Put on the
What fruit is
screen. You
Doesn't
Google
it say right there?
fruit
Oh,
eyeball?
I'm actually right. Guarana. Yo, I'm fucking nice.
He's nice.
That's literally what it is. The fruit Guarana.
So
Looks like
So it's the name of a fruit.
the
So-
fruit
so-
Guarana looks
so-
like eyeball skin.
yo, that
mic.
fits.
crazy.
Your mic. Into your
Everybody
microphone.
put this lip live.
Nah,
fruit
bro.
It was
Guarana.
more because it
Bro,
sounded like you
bro,
describing finding out
No,
what
no,
seed
no,
is.
you got
So,
Yeah.
so as
Everybody saw them laugh and me live come to the correct conclusion.
live come.
Inspiration for all y'all. When you believe in yourselves,
Sure, he's right.
when you believe in yourselves and you stick by it, you'll
All right.
prove everybody wrong.
Yep.
You too can get to episode 50, right? Okay.
But nah, as Kendrick called, uncultured swans, the flavor is guarana. It's not cherry. It's actually a fruit.
Yeah,
This is a fruit. Like they got a fruit. Like they got the name of the fruit.
Got it.
as the flavor.
That's
as
why
the
It's a
thing.
Brazilian fruit.
But we don't have guaranas
Out
in
here.
the US
Right.
like that.
Yeah,
So that's what it
Interesting.
is. But cherry's the closest.
yeah. That's the vibe it gets.
Yeah, no. So
For sure.
I don't know. Like I said,
You vibe with it?
I was talking to a friend in London, and their moms was like, "That shit is disgusting."
To me, it tastes like regular soda. Nothing special.
On the wrong
Nothing
day,
crazy or special. It's just like
yeah, on
This
the wrong day, it's
cold on a
mint.
summer day in Brazil would be amazing. That.
definitely in Brazil. I mean, it got a little flag on it too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you said rice and
Culture
beans
Mm-hmm.
with rice and
It
beans.
kind of tastes like an unalcoholic Magnum, actually.
It's similar to a lychee.
Okay.
Okay. Shout out Lychee.
It's similar to a lychee.
Look at you.
Interesting.
Look at
Alright.
you, boy. Look at you.
Word.
Cause in my head, I was like, that's what it looks like.
So it's on fruit.
Cause the fruit is just like a little circle, and then when you cut it open, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, nah, I feel you. That's what I thought, but I was like, I don't know if he knew that that's the fruit for real.
I didn't know until
Yeah, but-
It definitely does look like eyeballs. That was great, bro. That was phenomenal.
all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Should we give a score real quick? Numbers?
Score?
Yeah, like a number
It's
for it.
better than Herba Mate.
Definitely. That's my stat too.
I give it an 8.5.
8.5.
It's good.
It's a 7. It's cool.
My-
I'm not mad at it. I ain't mad at it.
American palate wants more sweetness,
Yeah.
but like I like.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's mad sweet.
Really?
But not in a bad way. Not like overly sweet, but it tastes like a regular sweet soda to me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's Fanta and shit. That shit is way sweeter.
Fair.
Yeah, it's interesting even talking about this, but sodas in other countries too, the way it tastes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fanta in other countries, bro.
Very different.
What
Soda's
they do
changing
to the-
overall.
what they do to the juices here, bro.
That shit's dead though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's sweet and cup. What you mean?
Like prebiotic sodas, probiotic sodas, all that is starting to eat away at like traditional sodas, like the
Think
healthy
so?
stuff. Yeah, like Poppy,
That's because we live in New
Pop,
York. Bro.
huh?
It's because we live in New York.
But I'm saying like legit, like the market for it is.
Bro, in
No,
Georgia-
definitely. I'm just saying the market for it is growing, and it starts in the big
We
cities.
live in
It's
vegan
Georgia,
capital.
they
Yeah, that's a
banging Coca-Cola.
Oh no, definitely, bro. They have a Coca-Cola World in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm so serious. Jordan, am I wrong?
He's right.
Yeah, come on. She's from Atlanta. They have a Coca-Cola World, bro.
That is true.
Wait,
That is
no,
true.
it's
I've been,
serious.
I've been. It's
Is that
been-
where-
Yes,
I've been-
bro.
Is that where it's
Listen,
from? Is that
Yes.
where it's from?
I
I don't
assume
know where
so.
they're from, but they got
And
a
it's
whole-
next like the CNN headquarters.
They have like the
So
secret
stupid.
formula, but you're not allowed to take photos and videos.
Yeah.
That route. It's very
It's
serious.
the Illuminati for real, man.
That's funny.
Coke is serious, bro.
The Coca-Cola Museum.
Damn,
Shout out Atlanta.
definitely.
Speaking of training, of course, we just had the Guarana drinks, Brazil's sponsor for their training kits. So speaking of training, matches, pre-match, post-match, what is your guys' routine before and after you guys play?
Fair. I would definitely say before a match, I got to do some tricks with the ball, so juggling, in the locker room. And yeah, for both times, I always have to make sure to take care of myself. We got the Nivea Men's over here. I got the Boost. Gabe, which one you got?
I got the Relax. And for me, one of the biggest things post-match is definitely that post-match shower. So the Relax 3-in-1 body wash is the best product for that. Smells amazing. We got the lavender and sandalwood scent. Very, very relaxing feel on it. So yeah, there's nothing better than cooling off after the game, honestly. So
For sure.
it's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Fair.
That's fair.
I say for me, I don't know, a big part before the game is like not being nervous.
True.
Because like, especially if it's a big thing or your shorty about to come watch you play or your parents coming to watch you play. You
Definitely.
You got to put on a performance. So I think for me, I like to try to relax before the match. So the 3-in-1 body wash, that's felt really good to me. Like you said, the lavender scent is really good. I'm normally like weary about body wash products because
Mhm.
like my skin could be kind of sensitive. So I appreciate this for like being smooth, silky, sudsy, all that good stuff.
Mm. That's a fact.
Josh, can I see the boost?
About to say, it's got citrus scent and caffeine.
So, boost, I think this is probably very, very useful for players who are about to go into matches. You know, perhaps you're feeling a little bit in your head, a little worried, a little down. I think it's important just because there's a certain level of energy that you can get from your routine, depending on whether or not you listen to music or if, you know, you have a certain set of things that you need to do in order. I think that making sure that you feel ready, clean, and, you know, good before the game is important. Really want to shout out Nivea Men, the boost for that. It's a really good product to definitely feel like you're ready to go. Tried it before, played pickup last week.
For sure.
Perfect. So
I gotta say, like, I legitimately look forward to my shower after work, after everything, every single day using this. It is genuinely relaxing, generally smells so great. And like, I actually do love this body wash. I cannot lie. Genuinely.
Lavender.
One thing I'll say about it too, like, it makes the whole bathroom smell good.
Definitely.
You ever use a body wash
Yeah.
and like it make your skin feel good, but it also makes the entire room like
Facts.
you walk back in 20 minutes later to wash your hands.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, it smells good in here
Right?
too.
you have guests coming into the house.
And
That sounds
some body wash I feel like doesn't actually leave a proper scent on you. This, you smell like what's in it.
You smell like
You smell
Nivea
like
Men.
lavender. Yeah.
Nivea
So they went
Men.
crazy with that formula.
Like,
Absolutely.
You smell like a Nivea Man for real.
It's
You know the
true,
vibes.
man.
Big shout out to Nivea. Throw it up, but flip it real quick. Flip it. Because what club is on it?
The best.
Show it.
Los
Real Madrid. And you know what Real Madrid did midweek?
Blancos y
Real
los
Madrid won
negros.
1-0 in the Champions League against RB Leipzig. Shout out Brahim Diaz for the
Disgusting.
fire goal.
We're getting into Champions
We got to get straight into the
That
Champions
was a
League, bro. We talking
messy-ass
about
goal,
Real
bro.
Madrid. Bro, he honestly, obviously, listen, if you make a messy comparison, people start tweaking out. But in terms of being short, left-footed, winger,
wait.
right wing. No. Let me finish.
This is insane.
No, listen,
the-
bro.
It's
the
true,
way
it's
that
true.
they
Easy-
jump to this conclusion is
I actually
insane.
can't speak. Well, so obviously you make a messy comparison, it's crazy, but the comparison is really just like being a shorter, left-footed.
Brahim Diaz.
Yes, bro.
No, but let me finish.
Messi.
Let me finish.
Messi.
I'm saying in terms of
Messi. How many games has he played for Real
No,
Madrid?
actually, no. Hold on.
6?
How are you? Where are you going with
All
this?
right, so
I'm actually not even about to big him up that crazy.
Yeah,
I'm saying having a short right winger who's left-footed
Yeah.
with low center of
That's
gravity
all
who's
I'm
hard to take down. That's it. It was a really good dribbler. That's all I'm
The
saying.
goal he scored.
But why'd you bring up Messi?
Because he's
I brought up Messi.
who's a better right wing, left-footed.
No. Okay, you do a lot of things like this, but this one I actually have to. Why'd you bring up Messi?
I did.
Why?
He
All
did,
right,
but
so I
also
got
it's
you.
just
I'll
saying
explain
like,
I'll explain why he
Yeah.
asked. Yeah, I got it. It's more so the type of goal it is. It's
and the
not
goal
so the
too.
quality-
Yeah.
It's not the quality of the player.
quality. No one's saying anything about
The
quality.
ball, he almost lost the ball, but the ball was sticking to his foot. In and out,
Yeah.
making sure that he curled it. That's it.
Yeah,
He's
just
bringing up, obviously, the physique of the guy. which
That's what I'm
makes
saying
sense,
more.
too.
Short, right wing,
That's-
left-footed, really good dribbler. That's what I'm saying. Not remotely quality level, nothing like that.
He just
I'm
wishes.
saying the
He
build.
wishes. He wishes.
Yeah,
Brahim
you
was
in
back.
Europa. We can talk about Europa.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't even.
Yeah,
I was saying he
my
wishes
fault.
Brahim was back at Milan.
Facts. Maybe I wouldn't be in Europa.
Lord.
Brian.
Anyways,
But
yeah, good W's.
very, very good goal. Also, I mean, bro, coming off the bench and having 8 goals and 3 assists is very impressive.
No, it's fire. It's
He's
fire.
had a really good season. And
This is
I honestly,
breakout season.
I did not know he was this good. Every week we come in here, I tell Seb, like, yo, Seb, Brahim's kind of ridiculous.
Didn't he
bro.
play for City? He was on the City Academy.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah,
I think they had the
crazy.
Umbro jerseys and stuff.
He was with Sancho and shit. I think.
Yeah, bro. Very
Ballers.
talented player.
Ball.
And he has multiple goals this year where it's like he actually beats the 4 players
Mhm.
and then bangs in the goal. Like he's able to actually finish those sequences. So
Mhm.
he's had a really good season.
Has he been consistent?
Yeah, he's scored in most of his starts. Didn't today.
Remember
We had a sluggish
Atletico?
game.
Atletico.
Interesting.
But he's been really good, bro.
So
And he's been productive too, both on the ball and then like statistically, he's been productive.
So why?
So with Milan, I mean, he was good, but he was very on and off, like
Yeah.
zero consistency. So why do you think Brahim Diaz has been able to find
The-
consistency playing for a team with more pressure?
Maybe
Type of,
opportunity.
the type of football too.
Yeah, the teams play very differently too. Different league as well.
Yeah,
Lots of injuries gives you the opportunity to step up in those moments as
So
well.
he started.
Raheem Diaz, or excuse me, Carlo Ancelotti also gives you the confidence to
Okay.
become the best. He's maybe the best man manager coach ever in terms of giving confidence to his players.
Mhm, mhm.
So I don't know, man. Who knows?
No, I just think it's incredible that
he might have worked on his finishing ability this summer too.
that's true. But
Yeah.
he was playing at a level that technically there's less pressure.
Yeah,
So the fact that he's doing better than he was
Yeah.
at Milan speaks
It's
a lot to
interesting,
the
bro.
coach, for sure. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's get into Champions League. Let's
do it. Let's keep going.
So-
Another match we had Man City, probably the other favorites along with Madrid. They beat Copenhagen 3-1. Another strong performance from them. They've been a little on and off in terms of their overall season, but
Yeah.
Champions League, just like Madrid,
They've been
both
a
teams
little-
have won all 7. Y'all go, big rise, bro.
On and off.
Yeah, y'all
I don't
did
know
y'all
if y'all
thing.
caught it this weekend.
Mhm.
City,
I saw it, bro.
City drew against Chelsea at the Etihad.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend, my boy Diassi was going crazy. My boy Gusto was going
Gusto's
crazy.
my guy for
In the
real.
Back,
Yeah.
holding it down.
Doku who?
Hmm?
Doku who?
Nah, Doku.
Come on,
Doku
bro.
was in his pocket, bro. The memes that
Pocket.
came out,
Yeah, memes.
After
Memes
that,
wild.
bro,
People got chill.
they were like, "Yo, like Gusto got to chill because his family's gonna start worrying about his kids and shit." Like, I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he couldn't do anything that entire match." Sterling did his thing with the goal. I don't know. It was just like for a Chelsea
Look at
fan,
him.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at
it
him.
was like, bro, sitting in 10th place, we needed something.
You
like
need
that.
something. You need a boost.
And this is the first
You need
time.
a boost.
I can't remember the last time I was this happy about a draw. But yeah, hopefully it kind of fucks up their title.
Yeah.
Chances for a little bit. And
You think it'll affect their Champions League chances? Speaking of that,
man, they're fine. Champions League.
you think so?
Well,
Only reason I say no, it's the repeat. Repeats are so difficult. Madrid's the only team to ever do it.
I don't think they'll win it. I mean, I think this year is showing that they're vulnerable.
I think so.
I think Erling Haaland is struggling mentally coming back from like injury.
Yeah.
He missed like a couple of sitters in that game. You could tell like he's just not the same predator mentality that he.
Commentator
was
said
at
he
one
gonna have
point.
nightmares from that.
Yeah, like
He
so
pushed away the camera at the end of the
Huh?
match.
Yeah, like
he pushed
it's-
away the camera.
you could tell they're kind of going through it a little bit as a team. So I mean,
It's interesting.
you draw 10th place Chelsea and then you have to go back to the Champions League. It's kind of like
Yeah.
you start to second guess yourself. A little
Yeah.
bit.
I feel bad for Copenhagen.
You know, they just started their season. The Danish league is like it's like the MLS.
I was just about to say.
So they went 10 weeks, or no, not 10.
we're gonna play City. That's fun.
What was the commentator said it? I forget, but
However many weeks.
it was
yeah.
a long time since they had played. They've brought in new players. So they did their group stages during their off season, took a break, came back, just started the season, and then drew City in the round of 16. And
3-1.
only lost 3-1.
They won't ain't too bad.
So
Hey, they beat the other team in
That's
Manchester
an
at least.
insane
So
way to start your
Yeah.
season.
yeah.
it is. Speaking of teams that are struggling though,
Yep.
and big up Lazio, but Bayern is really struggling. They actually lost again today, 3-2
You said
in
big
the
up
Bundesliga.
Lazio?
Big up
You
Lazio for
can't
winning.
big up Lazio.
That's very true.
Fashion.
You can't big up Lazio. But Bayern did lose to Lazio.
Why can't you big up Lazio?
Seb, you should break it down, but allegedly SS Lazio, which first off, the SS is crazy, is and the club badge and all that is connected to fascism in Europe, specifically Italy. Seb, I don't know if you want to like really break it down and piss
That's
off the country.
Google it.
Google it. Actually, Google it. SS Lazio fascist history. It's really crazy. But no, Bayern is struggling. Mussolini's grandson is on the team.
is like sitting riding the bench.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Mussolini is, also Google him. No, I'm dead. People, bro, listen. We got
That's
young
true, it's true. You
young listeners too. Might not
You
know.
gotta educate.
But he was a
Which country
white-
was Mussolini
he was a
from?
dictator in Italy, friends with the guy in Germany in the 40s who was doing some crazy stuff.
Azuri.
Very bad stuff.
Sorry.
But Bayern Munich is severely struggling. So they lost. I think they lost 3 straight. They lost to Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
In the Bundesliga, who's
Yeah.
first place. They lost to Lazio
Yep.
in the Champions League, and they lost today in the
Bro,
Bundesliga
I just
again.
want to say,
Bochum?
So VFL Bochum,
bro,
Yes.
when I said on the
What
pod,
about Kane?
when I said
We'll
signing
do
Harry
dreamy-
Kane,
We're gonna do a dreamy.
Yes, bro.
Past words.
when I said signing Harry
It's
Kane
funny.
was where they fucked up, and everybody was in the comments talking about this is so stupid. Why would you regret? It's writing itself. It's
Is
writing
he the
itself.
reason though?
He's not the reason, but he has a curse on him, bro.
It's an aura.
It is an aura
He has
thing.
a
I ain't gonna lie to
And I
aura.
said 5 months ago that I'd rather be myself sitting in this chair right here doing this podcast.
Yeah,
Harry Kane. I have never felt more strongly about that.
yeah,
now.
that's tough, dude.
I just don't like. It's terrible. Like he's one of those people that just things just don't go well for him.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
Yep.
everyone knows people like that, and he's one of those.
Do y'all think they can turn it around though? It was so they lost in
So
Italy. It's
what?
going back to Germany now. They're only down 1-0. So they have a pretty good opportunity to still turn it around, go to the quarterfinals. What are you thinking, Coach Kwasi? Any
Yeah,
chance for them?
man, listen, there's always a chance, but that's
I
the
think so.
thing. They
Yeah.
just have to really, the consistency has to be high at this point. It's February. It's supposed to be March.
Mhm.
Yep.
Every tournament now, like,
Which
Group
tournament?
stage.
Out of the other one.
The German Cup, yeah.
Yeah, they're out of the
And
German.
they're 8 points back of Leverkusen in the Bundesliga with only 12 games left in the season.
so,
Facts because they have less
They
team.
have 18. They only play 34 games instead of 38. I think they played 22 so far.
Leverkusen just has to not bottle it.
Yeah.
That's literally it.
Yeah.
Just have to
Eight is good enough because they already beat them. So Bayern doesn't have that game where, okay, we can beat them and get 3 points closer.
They lose. Yeah. It's huge.
I think they're also undefeated in the league.
Of course.
They got my boy Xavi coaching
they've been undefeated.
That team's
Frimpong been balling out. The Ghanaian
Yes, sir.
baller, he been, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see. Hopefully Leverkusen can bring it home.
Do you think Bayern can come back and beat Lazio?
For sure. I think they will.
It's an Italian team. All they have to do is not concede. All they have to do is not concede.
difficult task.
I think Kane signed
That's the Italian mindset, though. Defending is their literally national
There's
thing.
that much firepower
I don't think they got it.
to do, but
It's one country.
That would be a very big upset.
It would.
Very good for Serie A.
0-0
Very bad for
Munich.
Bundesliga.
The 0-0 in Munich gets.
Italian football is officially back if they pull it off.
I agree.
If Lazio pulls off the 0-0,
Lazio is
what? A few reds?
in the league right now.
Yeah,
That's not
Italian football is
that's not
back.
what's going to bring them back. The Negroes brought them back.
What?
Nah, continue. Look at him. He just laughed at himself.
The Negroes brought them back because they were in the comments telling me that Italy won the Euros with all white team.
If you want to phrase this take properly, it's a good take that black people have brought Serie A back to
Black people brought Italy back in general too. Black people missed the England penalties. That's the only way, bro. Black people have been blessing Italy. Look at me. Bro, black people have been assisting, bro. They've been assisting Italy.
People are so the comments on that video are killing me.
No, but make that take because it's a good one. I can list the players that.
Phrase your term. You're saying Serie A's relevancy is back at the top of European football because
regardless of what happens between Lazio and Bayern in the next stage, next whatever, round 2, Serie A Italian football has been back because of the black players, the culture, the skills. The social media presence, the
relevancy,
the relevancy, literally the relevancy that they brought to the league.
I have some to list as well.
Before that, if you were a 13-year-old, 12-year-old boy, you're just looking at the Prem and maybe La Liga to see like the superstars.
Right.
But now you get all these personalities and Leao and Moise and all these players who kids can go watch on YouTube and become fans of AC Milan or fans of Serie A in general. So
if you even look at on the pitch stuff as well, real quick, because I know you have a lot to say as well too. If you look at the last teams that have won within the last couple of years, Milan did well because Leao had a season where he was fairly consistent in the league. And Lukaku had a crazy before the Lukaku memes and things. When Inter won, Lukaku was balling out with Martinez.
Yep,
that was a duo.
Yeah.
So continue though.
No, I'm just gonna give the list just for context. Leao, Osimhen, Tomori, Moyes, Weston, even Xerxes right now at Bologna, Lukaku back then, Thuram now. The list continues.
And think about the last 3 Scudetto winners, but not mistaken, it was Inter, Milan, and Napoli. Inter was Lukaku, AC Milan, Leao, and Mike Maignan, and then last year Osimhen. Yeah, come on.
So the take is very valid.
Hey, man.
Very valid.
It's been a major part.
The top of Italy.
Yeah.
You might look
and it had to add in too with the Champions League success. You had the Milan derby in the semifinals, and then Inter going to the final as well.
Not to mention Roma I know Tammy's been injured for a year.
They won the Conference League too. Yeah. And then they got to the final of Europa, lost to Sevilla.
Chris Smalling as well.
Can't beat Sevilla. Yeah, shout out Chris Smalling.
He had to come back.
Remontada for sure.
It's a good league to watch.
Speaking of black excellence, though, PSG with the 2-0 victory over Real Sociedad. Kylian Mbappe scored as he's about to leave the club, but he now has 44 goals and 23 assists in only 68 Champions League games. He has now passed Neymar for Champions League goals and has tied Didier Drogba and Mohamed Salah. And people are now asking, like, as he's officially leaving, 25.
Only Messi scored more goals than him at this age in the Champions League.
He's sick.
And the question is this, like, is he the best Ligue 1 player ever? It's like to that level of a legacy. He's already PSG's top goal scorer ever. Won the World Cup at 19 or 20. Like, is he Ligue 1? I saw,
Bon.
Is he Ligue 1's best player ever? I feel like...
That's stupid.
He is.
The best Ligue 1 player ever.
Now, Dino stepped in the league, but he didn't do this. When he wasn't that Dino when he was in Ligue 1.
Which teams have won Champions League?
I think just Marseille. Just Marseille, right?
I mean, you know how Jordan is the best because he was the first to go to hit a certain level.
Yeah.
The best Ligue 1 player should be Jordan, the club that was able to bring them to European glory. Marseille. Ebedi Pele. The best Ligue 1 player ever.
I'm still going with Mbappe, but that's a good shout. It's a great shout.
First Champions League, Marseille.
George Weah too? Did he play in Paris?
Betty Pele over Mbappe.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Betty Pele over Mbappe.
For my life.
That's loyalty though. That's some good Ghanaian shit right there, bro.
For my life. But bro, first Champions League ever.
That's special.
He's
Yeah,
right.
bro.
And they're the only club that won the Champions League
Still.
from France, and they have one or two.
You told me you won the Champions League with the Betty Pele, but you didn't win with Messi, Mbappe,
And
Neymar.
Neymar at once.
C'est vrai, ça. He's right.
Yeah.
Bro.
Hey, they ran into Real Madrid,
if
so.
I become president, Obama's better than me just because he was the
What
first?
is going on? What's going on?
That's the comparison.
You're
So
saying
what
first
is-
automatically makes you the best.
I mean, it's still only. That's
Although, and it's still only though.
Only.
And only.
All right, fair.
Because he's saying if Mbappe,
Because
they,
you,
I understand,
you
I
didn't.
understand.
You are
even
not
make it to
president
the
yet.
president.
I understand.
Word,
should we
word.
get Kendrick on the 2024 ballot?
Bro, I vote.
I mean, the way it's looking,
Shit. Y'all saw, speaking crazy left turn, but speaking of politics,
I have
y'all saw Trump drop the sneaker, bro?
did he really?
Jordan.
Nah, y'all need to see this, bro.
Is it good?
This is important for y'all to look at, bro. I need y'all to see this. I'm sorry. This
What
is
if
very
it-
important.
What if it was
This
good?
is crazy.
But what if it was good?
In the meantime,
No, what about
No,
Ibra?
I'm actually dead ass, bro.
What about Ibra?
He pulled up at Sneaker Con with a sneaker, bro. A gold sneaker.
For what he did in Ligue 1? Or
This
just,
is so crazy.
I mean, he did a lot for PSG.
I feel like Ibra has left a more positive legacy than Mbappe. Because Mbappe's issue is that every year he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
yeah,
I think PSG fans won't have the best
That's,
remember.
that doesn't
the-
take away what he's done.
Yeah, he's been better than
I agree.
Ibra.
But-
But in
As a
terms,
player.
in terms of legacy, though,
yeah.
I think Ibra's legacy is more
At the end of the
more
day.
safe.
Understand.
No, definitely. And one of the biggest things talking about Mbappe, I know we talked about Mbappe a bunch before already,
Yeah.
but it's clear that it's going to be the case of, football heritage. You have to go to a Real Madrid or Barca to be either do well Champions League or win the
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or.
Mhm.
If you join that PSG, it'll be a whole different narrative. Neymar as well.
I don't
see. They're saying PSG's coming for your boy though
I
at the end
told
of the
you
season.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see him. You can see him.
He's already.
That's,
think so.
It's
bro,
gonna happen. Yeah,
that's,
it's done. It's done.
that's a great front three, though.
It's done. It's done.
Leao, Muani,
They'll
and
bring in.
Dembele.
They'll bring
It might be more
They'll bring
even,
Rashford
too.
in too.
We'll see.
Rashford, too?
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
They've been saying that for
Interesting.
years. They've been saying that for years though.
But it could be a little more balanced because Mbappe, obviously, he demands the ball to a different level, kind of like when Neymar was more of a solo act there as well. So if you have Leao, Muani, Dembele, might be able to spread the
Leao
ball a little bit better.
I mean,
They all going to PSG to make a track with RSQ and
Definitely.
Coca-Cola.
Bro, and to work with all the
what a
brands in
career that
Paris.
boy's had.
Who?
Rafa.
If he ends up in Paris, he'll stay in Paris for the rest of his career. Why would you leave at that point?
It depends who comes calling.
Nah, it's
Baba.
Madrid get what they want. But a few more Champions League games coming up.
Stays out the Prem.
just me too.
Oh, for sure. Please.
Like, please just stay out the Prem.
They drain
I just
the
hope-
life out of players, bro. It's very sad. It's very
Like-
sad.
He will. He will.
Like, he might as well just stay out the Prem.
Yeah.
Don't speak English. You don't need to speak.
Yeah.
Chelsea come calling with that 150 mil.
Don't do
That's
it.
not for him though.
It's not good for your
That's
life.
for Milan.
It's not good for your
Huh?
life.
The 150 mil goes to Milan.
I'm just saying they'll put him on a crazy salary.
Oh, they will. But you can get crazy salary a lot of places.
Chelsea.
Okay.
Chelsea.
What else do we have to talk about?
Do you want to talk about any of the
Fuck
games
Chelsea.
coming up this week? We have PSV Dortmund, Inter Atletico, which I think is going to be a great tie. Porto Arsenal, and Napoli Barca. I think Inter Atletico is probably the best one.
We should talk
Low-key.
about Napoli Barca also.
You want to talk about it? Yeah, go ahead.
How about that?
I feel like this round of 16 has been kind of stinky.
Just start.
There's no
the-
heavy header
like the
matchup.
matchups are
Yeah.
kind of stinky.
That's good though, because it makes the quarterfinals bigger names. Sometimes you get like Real Madrid PSG round of 16. It's like, damn, bro.
That's right,
It happened
that's right.
multiple times and it feels weird. It's like y'all
I
could be
understand.
finalists.
I understand.
So I personally, I like it.
It's a little break from the group stage.
Yeah.
So who's Atletico playing?
And Madrid finally didn't get a
Inter.
British team.
Atletico,
They actually played like 8 straight against
two
British teams.
terrorist football teams.
What is that?
Trying to just remember.
Just don't play attractive football.
You saying Inter and Atletico?
I think that matchup will be a good like Serie A, La Liga comparison.
Yeah.
Like
Shout out my boy.
matchup for like the
Uh,
leagues in a sense.
Facts. Gonna see Tejan ball out.
Fact.
Yeah,
Shout
shout out
out Tejan.
Tejan, bro. He just became the first ever Canadian international player to play in Serie A, making his debut for Inter Milan. So big congrats to Tejan. That's history, bro.
Shout
That's
out.
history. First Canadian international. So I
Shout
think
out,
technically
listen.
it means you could have been Canadian, but Canadian like official national team player. He's the first ever to play in Serie A.
Oh,
Shout out
unbelievable.
Canada, but also shout out Syracuse, man.
Yeah, bro. And that's why I'm from up there, bro. He's an orange man for
Syracuse
real. Yes,
baller.
sir.
Syracuse baller touching in the San Siro.
What's that tell you about college soccer in America? It's better than y'all think.
It is.
For real. It's a lot more competitive than people think.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So what do y'all think? Inter, Atletico predictions?
Atletico is honestly the only team that's been able to stop Real Madrid this year. So it depends who shows up for real.
Mm-hmm.
But when they on, they have a very talented squad. Definitely the second best team in Spain. If Griezmann goes crazy, Morata's been in form. They've actually been a little frail defensively has been the issue. They've been exposed in the back compared to other years. So Atletico, I don't know what I'm going to get with them this year.
Inter looking great.
Oh, yeah.
But Inter's in good form, bro.
Inter looking great. So
And Marcus Thuram been having a season for us. So.
Lautaro. He just passed Icardi as Inter's top scorer.
Damn.
Like not all time, but I think he's 7th or 6th now.
It's fire.
All time. So
Inter should win. They're favorites. They should win.
That's close.
But it'll be tight.
Yeah,
I want to see Arsenal beat Porto. I want Arsenal to make a run.
Really?
And fail, yeah.
Oh. That's good hater energy for real.
Like
That's
Niger.
proper hater.
Like Niger.
Niger.
But the wall. Bro.
I had to sneak that one in.
Barca, Napoli.
Napoli.
If Barca loses, is that it for Xavi?
It's already leaving at the end of the year, though.
He said.
No,
Yeah.
but do you think they get him out of here sooner?
Nah, they're not going to do that, bro.
They'll
He's
stick
too
with
much
him?
of a legend, and he did win the league last
They can't
year.
embarrass him like that.
And, okay, to be fair to him, too, like, I've seen Barca, they're very exposed in midfield and defensively.
Yep.
But there's some mistakes I'm seeing out there. I'm like, this is on y'all. Like, Jules Koundé, that's on you, bro.
So
That's not on Xavi.
Barca fans are used to a certain level of success, but
Okay.
are their fans whining a little bit based on the team that they have and the actual like talent of players that they have
They won La
for them to
Liga
be? That's true. That's true.
recently.
Yeah, but they've been so bad in Europe, and then they've been so bad this year.
No,
That's like all they had. So, no, like
Do you
this
think-
is
do you
not. This is
think-
the worst. One of the worst
like,
Barca teams I've ever seen. Bro.
Basically, what I'm asking you is, do you think the tools that Xavi has,
Should he be
in terms
doing
of
better?
his players,
Again.
is it fair all the amount of criticism that he's getting in terms of the results that he's,
Some of it is his fault.
Okay.
For instance, playing a super high line against
Yeah.
Real Madrid
Yeah.
to the point where you're trying to make a player offside when he's in his own half, and then Madrid sends a long ball. Rodrigo is boom past your entire defense, and we just score on you.
Boom,
After,
boom.
right before that, you also played a high line, and Madrid scored the first goal. Now it's 2-0 in 15 minutes. That's bad coaching.
Okay.
Because the coaching is saying defense press up high. We want to play a high line.
Trinity,
That doesn't make any sense.
Should have been.
So things like that is his fault.
Okay.
But some of the individual mistakes I'm seeing, that's just like Barca, man. Fuck. It's bad. I ain't gonna lie, it's tough.
Speaking of it's bad,
Yeah.
but instead of it's bad, it's good.
Okay.
Romelu Lukaku this past weekend, during the week against
I actually don't know who they played. Roma
Doesn't matter.
Roma
That's not the
Europa
point.
League game.
He scored. He
They
scored.
tied 1-1.
Romelu Lukaku scored a beautiful goal and paid tribute to the conflict that's happening in DR Congo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Displaying, I guess, a gesture that the Congolese players also did during their last match in AFCON. That photo has been like all over the internet, just raising awareness about what's going on. Is there anything
Yeah.
else?
It's good to see. Also, shout out Simone Banza, who also did the same celebration after scoring in the Europa League. And for those who don't know, Romelu Lukaku is Belgian Congolese, so that's actually his people who are going through this right now. But I love it, bro. He's gone through a lot as a player, as a black player, suffered terrible amounts of racism. But he's always, stayed tough through it all and is always going to speak out and give his gesture, whether it's him suffering racism or it's his people going through the conflict back home. So I think it's good for athletes always to stand up like that. So it's good to see.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's really cool. Like I think he's always been vocal about being Congolese. He's always, I think for a while, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had the Congolese flag like displayed on his socials pretty often. And so I think it's cool when players who perhaps internationally don't represent countries that they have like ties to still show that they are connected to that country regardless. Because I mean, at the end of the day, there's tons of Congolese people who are fans of Lukaku because he has ties to their country.
Oh, of course.
So
Of course.
same thing with players like, I don't know, like there's tons of Cameroonians who are fans of Mbappe because he has ties to their
Soccer.
country. Yeah.
The whole of Nigeria is behind that boy.
Yes. Yeah. So it's always good when those players who have ties to those countries show that they're aware of that.
It's a good point.
How do y'all feel about Europa League in terms of these matches? I thought they were more interesting than the
Really?
Champions League games, honestly.
I didn't
No, talk about it.
this week.
No, just like the matchups, because the thing with Europa League is that you never really know. Like none of the games are favorites. So like you have games, you have teams like, I don't know, you have an AC Milan against a Liverpool. That's a random interesting matchup, I feel like. Or
yeah, bro, that was almost back-to-back Champions League finals, 05 and 07.
I agree. I just think the Europa League
right now
is it's very interesting. I'm gonna be watching on Thursday.
It's exciting, bro. It's exciting. I ain't mad at it.
Let's see.
Conference League, it's just so many games, bro. How do you keep up?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand, like, trying to keep up with soccer as a sport compared to like just basketball or American football. It's just too many games.
It's incessant,
There's
bro.
3 European competitions at once. How do you pick?
That's also
No, it is. I'm just saying, it's like, damn, besides your club, there's just, how do you pick the next thing?
It's really good though, because
it is good.
I have a friend who's from Bologna.
Okay.
Bologna's doing really well right now. They'll probably be playing in Europe next season if they keep it up.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's 19 right now. He's never gotten to see Bologna play outside of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he cannot wait to go and like watch Bologna play in Russia or Sweden, or like, he can't wait for those games because that's him and his family and his friends. They're going to go. So like, I think that's, people criticize UEFA for adding all these matches and creating all these different new tournaments, especially the Conference League. Oh, it's more games for players. But for fans who support maybe a Brighton or a Bologna or I don't know, a Villarreal.
Yeah.
I don't know what Villarreal is doing. But like those
they won Europa League. So yeah.
Those fans now get to go and see their club, and they get to travel Europe.
Yep.
You might like go and play a game in Cyprus for all you know. Like that could be sick.
I'll definitely add on and say that like more games also, it messes with the stats when people use stats to compare players. Like you just brought up the fact that Mbappe is scoring more goals. Obviously it's the Champions League. But in general, like there wasn't a Nations League before where people could just bang goals against Cyprus.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got that as part of your career. So it's interesting to see it's taxing on the players as well because injuries are a thing. So
I'm saying it's even taxed from a fan perspective or as a content perspective, trying to keep up with it. Because now you have a third European. It's like, that's one thing too. So people will be giving opinions about certain games. I'm like, there's no way you watch all those games. It's actually not possible. Y'all be lying heavily.
If you're full time, you're Gucci.
Yeah.
But they be multiple at once. You watch a recording like a coach?
Yeah.
You niggas lying, bro. I know you might. Y'all niggas lying, man.
I want to big up Aubameyang or no?
Yeah,
bro.
Not really.
No, we don't have to.
It's Black History Month.
Keep it moving.
Should get to the Black History segment.
Yeah, but speaking of European football, big component of that, as always, is La Liga. And got a cool little Black History Month shout out I want to give. So, we talked recently about all the current Black excellence at Real Madrid. You have the likes of Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and more. But that's not possible without the people that came beforehand. So got to give a shout out to the first ever Black player to play for Real Madrid, which was Waldir Didi Pereira, which was a Brazilian player. He only played a few games for them, but this was back in 59, I believe. Actually, let me make sure.
Shout out Brazil. Shout out Guarana.
Yep, in the year 59 and 60, the 59-60 season. And then he was followed up by Laurie Cunningham, a Black British player, who was the first ever Black British player to perform at the international level for England. He was an absolute baller when he first got to Real Madrid, scoring in his debut against Valencia. And then again against Barcelona, and even received a standing ovation from Barcelona and helped Real Madrid turn the season around and steal the title away from Real Sociedad. So yeah, just a big shout out to both Didi and Laurie Cunningham as some of the first ever Black players to play for Real Madrid. Literally the first two, because the current team that we have, we just would not see without them. And it really paved the way for these guys today. So yeah, we talked about why does it matter that there's all this Black talent at Real Madrid? Why does it matter there's Black talent at these different clubs? Well, it matters because this literally did not always exist. And this is showing proof that this, there's been the opportunity for people to actually achieve these sort of things. So we got to shout out the Trailblazers.
Talent is always there. And it's good to see when the potential has been actualized. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how do you think the pressure was for, like, I've always thought about like the pressure of being the first Black athlete on a team.
You have to be, you know how it is, you have to be better. You have to be better than the average. You have to be better than the rest. Look at athletes in other sports. Jackie Robinson and Tens, bro. How many home runs do you think he had to hit to secure his spot?
Of course.
And so you really have to stand out to the point where you can't be gnawed. And I've said it before, we're undeniable in that way. And now we're setting standards in a certain way. You walk into Madrid's team, they're making a lot of jokes about Cruz, but yeah, that's, the way that you're moving, you're going to find it very difficult to be comfortable in those ways. So
I think one parallel to today is just the fact that like you have to have a thick skin. If you were the first black player on Madrid in 1959, you had to have thick skin because you know what's coming from the opposition, you know what's coming from the opposition's manager, you know what's coming from the crowd.
Media. Everything.
If you're a black player in 2023 at Real Madrid, you have to have a thick skin because you know what's coming from the opposition, you know what's coming
Look
from
at Vinny,
crowd.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy because you could think about like, oh, how much, you know, how resilient, how much opposition they had to face back then, but it's like, it also applies to today as well.
100%.
You see players being brought to tears.
Yeah.
I'll say that again. You'll see players being brought to tears even to this day. So, you know, it's tough.
Progress has been made, but
look at Ballo.
Yeah.
When he was in Italy, that was a whole segment that, you know, kept on reoccurring.
Wow, it was me. Serie A?
That was in the Prem.
When he was crying?
Nah, he cried in Italy, I think.
Yeah.
But definitely.
Serie A?
Yep.
Allegri out in Times Square, sub?
I think
What's going on?
that story is a bit crazy.
Talk about it, bro.
So for those who didn't see, right? Apparently Juventus fans, that's what it said on the Instagram caption. Apparently Juventus fans paid $400 to get a Times Square ad that said Allegri out, and it played in Times Square. So we'll put the photo or the video here. But I mean, if it costs $400 to notify the entire like Times Square area that Juventus wants their coach out, a lot of people should be putting things up there.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, they're not doing that bad. Like, I don't think there should be that much like hate towards him. He's been their coach for such a long time. He's won so many trophies with them. Their squad is like okay this year. They don't have like a big star. Chiesa's been a little bit off. Vlahovic has been a little bit off. They don't really have a striker. Their defense is a little weird. Their midfield is a little weird. Like, I feel like a lot of football fans are just like very quick.
Nah,
it's the pace.
Yeah.
I mean, let's shit.
Like even Milan.
The situation.
Look at Milan's comments. It's purely out.
Yeah. That won like 2 years ago.
Fucking Champions League semifinalists last year.
Yeah.
We won the Serie A 2 years ago. We're third, still competing for 2 titles.
Yep.
Novelty.
Chill. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
People love novelty and new opportunity. The situation you just described by Allegri is like Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
But Arsene, obviously, you know, could argue he did a little bit more for the club, but at some point, these fans gonna want something new.
I saw a tweet from Henry, I think. He was talking about coaches. I want to get the actual quote. Basically, he was saying that coaches are the only people that like no one checks on. Like he was saying that he never went to go see his coach. He never went to like make sure that his coach was okay. And he was like, basically coaches are always left by themselves within the industry that is soccer. So like, you know, if you have a player who's feeling depressed these days, it's very common that like, you know, the whole staff will actually like, you know, take care of that player, make sure that player is being able to speak to the right people, make sure that player is, you know, okay mentally. Coaches deal with so much shit, and there is way less of like a protective circle around the coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a thankless job at the end of the day.
That's what it is.
It is very much a thankless job.
It's been thankless.
I don't know if y'all saw was it Amazon that had the special in Tottenham when Mourinho was there?
Yep.
Bro, when you see Mourinho go back to his office,
and
he's just in there dolo trying to reflect on a tough loss and strategize, and there's nobody in there with him, or he has to talk to a player like Dele Alli and explain to him like why he should be, you know, performing better and reaching his potential. Like, there's so much pressure on a manager, and that, like you said, he has to handle that all by himself.
Yeah.
But we don't really see that unless you get an all access documentary from Amazon.
Coaches be going through it, bro.
Yeah.
But
they also get paid, so.
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody get paid doesn't mean you should go through torment.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Henry said, as a coach, no one cares what you think or how you are. They want to give the coach their problems and needs to find the solution, whether it's the press, fans, the board. As a leader, that's how you need to be, sort of stuff. As a leader, that's how you need to be. Look, you need to be the guy who isn't suffering, and you need to take it all on you. So
it's tough, man.
Yeah.
And you have to deal with the emotional well-being of your whole squad. You got to keep your star boys happy. You got to keep your regular starters happy. You got to keep the first off the bench happy that you first off the bench, but you're not a starter, but you're important. Then the occasional cut players got to be. You got to keep everybody happy, bro. Who's checking on if you happy? Check on your strong friends vibe, like you know what I mean. So the coaches, for real, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Check on your
Thankless job
for real.
Yeah, it's really hard to get the proper praise as a coach.
Would y'all coach like y'all kids' teams?
That's a good question.
I haven't thought that far yet.
I feel like my son be balling out, son or daughter balling out too much. I'm gonna start tweaking, and I can't be the coach at that point. I need to be on the sideline going crazy. What? I'd be too hyped for them, too excited. Yeah,
I think I wouldn't take it seriously enough.
Yeah,
that's
fair. I think it'd be cool to do some youth coaching, like 14-year-olds, whatever. But I don't know about my kid.
No, I meant like youth, like
like 5,
6, 7.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, fuck it. I used to do that in high school. Actually, used to help out and volunteer. Like that was fun.
Yeah, it's not serious.
When you're that little, it's like the shirt's bigger than you, and it's just adorable shit. Yeah, it's just cute.
Adorable.
Staying in Serie A though, gotta talk a little bit about fashion.
Facts.
Your club, AC Milan, with a super dope collaboration. They tapped in with Pleasures LA, streetwear brand out in the west coast of the US, with Puma, of course, for a 4th kit that comes in both a white and a black, so it's two-tone, and has the Milan architecture as like the print on the shirt for dawn and dusk being the light and the dark. That is a beautiful, beautiful kit.
It is.
Super creative. I love how they brought in a streetwear brand and they brought in an American brand too.
Yep.
Which is, y'all have like an American movement at AC Milan right now, bro, when you really think about it. First off, the collaboration with Off-White, American streetwear brand, Pleasures LA, same sort of thing. Then you signed Pulisic, Musa, and I think some of the executives on the marketing people are actually from the US too.
Yeah, Tanya's
They're completely capturing the US market and I love it. Both on the pitch and off the pitch. This is
Last
great.
time we seen AC Milan was in LA.
Yeah, literally. The Puma kit release.
I was talking
And
to
the
Pleasures.
too.
Yeah.
The match as well.
And we saw, facts.
On the
At
pitch.
Dignity Health Park, I think it's the name. Yeah.
It's fire.
It's so good, bro.
I think it's great on so many levels. I mean, the kit in and of itself is really cool, but
yeah.
I mean, Milan is such a historic brand. I'm glad that like the club and the people that are a part of the club are doing the right things to make sure that the club's name is still synonymous with like that like level of greatness and like attention to detail. And I'm just like proud that like my club is in the media and in the news for like all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's tons of legacy clubs. You have clubs like Ajax who did the thing with Daily Paper, Liverpool who are doing their collaborations with NBA players and stuff. So I think it's always important that your club, if they're a legacy brand, has like a certain like attention to making sure that every year 3, 4, 5 little projects happen where it's like, okay, remember us, like make sure like we're still, because otherwise you run the risk of, you know, dying out. I think that happened to a lot of La Liga clubs, honestly, because there wasn't that attention to detail during the Messi Ronaldo era.
Shit, it was also the financial crisis in Spain. They lost bread.
True.
You know how good Valencia was?
Yeah.
Before they lost all the players in England. Bro, Valencia had Villa, Silva, all that financial crisis. They said we need bread.
But if you're not careful, that's how you're not able to get new fans.
Sure. You don't want to rely on the economy of
because like this is the type of stuff like, okay, so if you're a person who's like just getting into soccer, part of the mentality of doing these projects with an LA brand like Pleasures is like, okay, this club is cool. Like you just stamp that on them. During that like La Liga era where of course there was a financial crisis, like a lot of these La Liga clubs were purely relying on the viewership from people who were tuning into La Liga. Yeah. And so when that decade-long period ended and both Ronaldo and Messi left the league, there was nothing outside of what was happening on the pitch to keep people interested or like intrigued by these clubs. Yeah. So there's nothing that this is a marketing.
Besides like Betis did some cool stuff.
Besides Betis,
you know, having Bellerin and all that. Yeah. But that's facts. That's fair. Yeah. But I mean, even, you know, Oregon, like the Nike headquarters is in Oregon. Yeah. That's the only reason I like the Oregon Ducks football team, because they had 85 different jersey combinations, helmet, glove, shoot, and sleeve. I just thought that's the only reason I tapped in with them, and that became my college football team.
Even like Valencia as a club is an example of
bro, no one goes to cares about a single game in the US, but everyone thinks it's the coolest kid ever. It's facts.
Yeah. And if we want to stick in California,
come on.
For now,
speak on it.
Bay FC
facts
is coming to California.
New club.
The third California team to join the NWSL since like in the last couple of years.
Yep.
And they just signed Asisa Oshoala, which is an insane signing.
It is an insane signing.
I don't know if any of y'all
like an all-time legend, probably the best African women's player ever.
In my head, when I saw that, I was like, bro, imagine like Vinicius Jr. just like
coming to New York. Yeah.
NYCFC.
Yeah.
Mid-season.
Mid-season, yeah.
Mid-season, bro. They got a Zambian as well.
Yes. Rachel Kudandanji, who's the most expensive women's player in women's footy history, going for $860K to join ASISADE Bay FC. You know, Gotham, we talked a little bit about, obviously, champions last season, amazing offseason. Rose Lavelle, Crystal Dunn, Emily Sonnet, and more. But shit, Bay FC's loading up too. I got some too, nigga. What you talking about? What?
Debut season.
That's fire. That's a crazy front line to start with. What?
Bro, they're trying to assemble the Avengers to take down Gotham. It's real East Coast versus West Coast in the NWSL right now.
Come on, Biggie and Puck again, bro. That's crazy. Crazy. Other really good news in women's footy, women's sports overall, is that the Emirates Arsenal Stadium was sold out for the first ever time in the FA Women's Super League. So 61,000 plus came out to see the Arsenal women's team play. And at the same time, related in women's sports news, Iowa versus Michigan in U.S. college women's basketball is the most expensive ticket in women's basketball history, averaging $521 a pop.
500 average is crazy.
For a women's college basketball. So I know these are two different things, but it does have to do with women's sports and the sort of stadiums. But like that just shows you the growth, bro.
Yeah.
Arsenal women are bringing 60,000 plus to their games, and women's college basketball can charge you 500 on average for a ticket.
Man.
It's an amazing era for women's sports, bro.
Dookie seat too.
Right? And in
a band if you want to be decent.
And in the NBA All-Star game, All-Star weekend, All-Star game tonight, but they had Steph Curry do a shootout with Sabrina Ionescu of the New York Liberty. And she performed, first of all, she shot from the NBA line, and she did as well as the men did. The other men, Steph won because Steph, in the three-point contest. So that's once again, women's sport, men's sport coming together like that. It's just really good to see both footy, basketball, all over. Women's sports on top right now, bro.
Thanks.
And one other thing y'all got to look forward to in women's footy is we are heading into our first ever Women's Gold Cup, which is very exciting. It starts on Tuesday, February 20th. We have Argentina versus Mexico and US versus DR. And what's interesting about CONCACAF in the women's space is that it also includes South America. So you have Brazil, you have Argentina. So they're starting off the first ever Gold Cup. And it's going to be similar to Copa America on the men's side this time, where it includes both CONCACAF and CONMEBOL. So having both of those in the same year is really exciting to see.
Where is it at?
I think it's in the U.S.
It's in Houston.
Yeah, right, U.S. So having both of those in our country,
it's going to be good. It's going to be good to see. There's a lot of photographers we know that are heading out there.
Yeah.
Best of luck. Enjoy the tournament. But to have another tournament like that, mid-season is really cool.
Yeah.
Talking about that tournament favorites. It's kind of crazy just coming off the World Cup too. Where these girls will be at, but
USA should do it though. Should.
I mean,
we'll see. We'll see. Very competitive.
Speaking of All-Star Weekend, what is it, Vegas this year?
No, that was the Super Bowl.
Indiana.
Oh, shit.
It's in Indianapolis. It's in Indianapolis. Yeah.
That's stinky.
Shout out Tyrese Halliburton. But yeah, besides that,
nobody turning up.
Last year was Utah. Oh, yes, they are.
That's fair.
Yes, they are.
They're going a little too crazy.
Yeah, what? But it is funny because last year was Utah, Salt Lake City, this year Indianapolis. Next year, I don't know who it is, but let's get a little Atlanta, New York, LA kind of vibe going. But, they got to rotate it. I get it. It's good for the small markets. But go ahead.
I have a question. What's a question of the week for you?
Let me hear that.
I feel like this has been like a topic for footy fans who also like basketball, but I don't think we've ever formally discussed it. I could start myself.
Okay, I'll go second.
I'm a Chelsea FC fan. If you don't know, if you watch the pod right now, I'm a Chelsea FC fan.
For sure.
I think my NBA counterpart is the Golden State Warriors. The reason I say that is because we've had some recent success. We won the league in 16-17.
Okay.
We won Champions League in 21. I don't know why y'all looking at me because none of your clubs have done either of those things in recent times.
Won the Champions League in recent times?
Right,
yeah? Okay, 14 overall.
Not you, but y'all two. Y'all two.
Right,
they were looking at me. They're fine.
Okay, all right.
See the insecurity just coming out.
Yeah.
And
7.
And the Warriors recently have had a lot of big signings and just expensive rosters, which is associated with Chelsea. And the Warriors sit in 10th place right now. And so does Chelsea. So it's a combination of recent success, star power, but not being in a place where like we have pieces, but we're not really doing well. I want y'all to
Yeah,
go.
no, that's not bad. Only thing is, do you have anything to speak about Curry in terms of like having, because they had the one guy who's like built this newfound legacy. Who would y'all version be?
Drogba.
All right.
He came in and masked up the league, bro.
No, that's fair. That'd be the only name you could really use. So
Lampard
that's not
crazy.
bad. Nah, yeah.
Lampard was like a Draymond.
Lampard was crazy, bro.
Yo, don't do that.
Draymond.
Don't do that to Frank, bro. Frank's better than that.
Oh, I'm not.
But I know what you're
Lampard,
saying.
I'm thinking of John Terry.
Oh, we don't got to speak about his racist. I'm gonna go.
Lampard is Clay Thompson.
Fair.
Okay, I like it, bro. Fuck it. Listen,
30,
honestly, it's hard to make this comparison. I see what you're going for. That's not bad, bro. That's not bad. I'm gonna go.
Thank you.
So,
rationale.
It's a hate for the vibes.
Yeah, I'm a Real Madrid fan, so I'm actually gonna do a hybrid of two teams. So it would be the LA Lakers mixed with the Boston Celtics, and I'm gonna give you the reasons why.
Stinky, bro.
No, it's for a very good reason. One,
you can't be a hybrid. It has to be one.
I'm gonna explain the hybrid. The reason I would say
two teams. You defeated the pro.
Because Real Madrid is that type of club, bro. Listen,
I hate you, bro.
So from a LA Lakers standpoint, I think they're either tied with Celtics or have the most NBA championships ever. Real Madrid obviously has the most Champions League. They have the most La Ligas. So that success is there. Two very flashy cities. You have Los Angeles and you have Madrid. Both are known for extreme star power in terms of the players that they've had. So, you know, the Lakers had Kobe, Kareem, Shaq, LeBron. Real Madrid has had Cristiano Ronaldo, Di Stefano, all these sorts of guys.
Who's Kobe's counterpart?
Probably Ronaldo. Probably the best one. But it's tough though. Because I mean,
of course.
And now you got Jude and you got Mbappe coming, and then you've had Brazilian Ronaldo and you've had Beckham, like, you know, just all these sort of stars. And just like Showtime, right? Showtime, Lakers, that the lights, the scene, it's Los Angeles, the stars out there. It's the same vibe with Real Madrid and the Bernabeu, and the Galacticos always having the most stars. So I think the star power, the success, and then the Lakers are the most consistently successful team too. So the Celtics had a lot of very early championships. They had 11 in 14 years in like the 50s and 60s. So I said Madrid is like the Celtics because they also went crazy in the 50s, but the Lakers win like every decade. And Madrid has also always just stayed at the top. So that's why I feel like it's a merge. If I had to pick one, it's the Lakers, but you got to add a little bit of the Celtics just because like they won 5 straight European Cups in the 50s type vibe. And they had Di Stefano and Hentel and Pieri and all these sort of all-time legends. And so I feel like it's a mix.
And Real Madrid is Los Blancos and Celtics is a white team.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah, except Madrid's black as hell, but yeah. Yeah.
I guess just going off of that, what I've even heard said in the conversation when this has come up is more so the fact of Manchester United, LA Lakers in terms of the past success. Like United used to run the league. Like it was kind of crazy to see what Ferguson did in those 20 years, which is even crazy to think about. That type of consistency there though. But yeah, within the recent couple decades, Lakers have also had the ups and downs. Post Kobe, before LeBron, even while LeBron was there.
Lakers? United Lakers?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
I'm also having thoughts.
For sure. And so I'm basically answered by saying what I've heard most because it's previous success.
What do you think though? Like personally?
Yeah, I think it's hard. Like to be honest, hybrid and matching two teams because it's not 1-to-1.
Yeah.
But yeah, for England, even when we went, the biggest stadium in the whole country except Wembley. You know, so there's a lot of lights, camera action about the club. They call us the lifestyle club. That's the joke. Even if you look at Perez, there's times he hasn't signed players because of how he looked. They said that about Dino. Said the boy was ugly, so he couldn't play.
So he got back.
And then like Manchester United, look at the 7. We went from Beckham to Ronaldo.
Yeah,
lifestyle club.
I feel like if y'all would be anybody, it would be the New York Knicks.
That is well. I mean, in terms of,
I'm a Knicks fan. Like, don't do that to them.
Outside of
the Bulls.
Nah, Bulls is Barca. Your brother was right with that. That was a good one.
No, but Barca is just like a much more consistent body of work.
Kind of, but if you look at before and after Messi, them 6 rings that Jordan got, right? You think about the Champions League that Messi did, the 4 out of 5. I think.
Barca's Bulls. That makes sense.
Barca's
I thought that was actually really good.
Like if you
in
look
terms
at
of
success,
numbers, yeah.
Success, like
obviously they won before, but like
the personalities, but the success of Barca is Messi. Like even Dino didn't bring as much in terms of
Wait, what's the team? Actually, let me not take it there.
No, go ahead.
What's a team that's this year just had like an insane amount of players who had like scandals? I don't know if it's Minnesota.
Charlotte Hornets always got some crazy
like
stuff.
Low key, that's like United this season.
I mean, not even this season, just in general. Yeah.
They're also almost dead last.
We have a bunch of people that just don't do good things.
Mash up the whole reputation.
Yeah. Seb?
As an AC Milan fan, I think I have to say the Celtics.
Okay.
Just because history.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Right now, the Celtics are good. They're good. They're like they could do well. This season is not clear.
They should be in the finals sometimes.
They should do well.
They were 2 years ago too.
Milan has had a history of a lot of success. Historic team. The team with the second most Champions Leagues. The Celtics are the team with the second most NBA championship.
Or most.
Second most, I think.
Is it?
No,
they're one or two. They're one or two. Yeah, they're right there.
And yeah, so I think that's a fair comparison.
It was funny too. Their last ring was 2008, and y'all last Champions League was 2007.
Yeah.
To add to that too. Yeah. Interesting.
Word.
There's some questions in.
What else you got for us, bruh?
Some questions?
Thinking of just like teams and loyalty and shit and comparisons. Me and Seb were looking at some of the goals from AFCON, and basically we were thinking about like how do you feel about celebrating against your old club? I'm blanking on bro's name, but the Ivorian player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the player from Mali who scored on Ivory Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Scored an insane banger.
Yeah.
He didn't want to celebrate because I think he has ties or origins.
His parents are Ivorian.
Yeah, his parents are Ivorian. So like that concept of loyalty to like your old club or your country.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about celebrating?
Gabe, you're Spanish and American.
So we're doing a national.
I mean, I'm asking you specifically. You're Spanish and you're
I'm
American.
Spanish and I'm American.
If you played for the Spanish national team but you scored in the US, would you celebrate?
You know, it depends on the moment.
Okay.
Depends on the moment. Actually, you know what? If I was
7-0.
Wait, did I grow up like
7-0? You scored.
Hold on, is it my whole history? Like I grew up in the US. Like I grew up I grew up the same way, but I play on Spain. So that means Americans know me like, damn, you could have picked the US.
Yeah.
I wouldn't celebrate.
You wouldn't,
because I know what I represent for US footy to be that good that I'm on the Spanish national team, and like, nah, I wouldn't celebrate. I wouldn't celebrate.
It's interesting to see, even if you look at different players, because obviously, you know, in football, you usually put your hands up for respect.
Yeah.
If you look at Depay, I think he scored against PSV when he went to United. Boy, celebrate. He's in Manchester now, boy, for me. But it depends on the moment too, and depends on the connection you have. And you know, when you celebrate, also there's a bit of a head loss. The fans going crazy. Sometimes there's some players that they celebrate, then they forget, and then they put their hands up and slow down a bit.
Like,
Trying to.
But it also the moment matters. If it was the World Cup final, you just would lose your what? Get out of here.
The moment matters.
Champions League final type thing. So
okay, what about if you're an American and you scored against Spain?
I'd probably celebrate.
You celebrate?
Yeah. Just because
your father's gonna be upset, bro.
Nah, but it's just like I grew up here, bro. And I'm obviously more accepted here than I am in Spain.
Okay, fair.
But then when you think about it, low key, it's kind of like I don't know.
Obviously, you're still black.
I think I would celebrate. Yeah, definitely still black, bro. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
I think I would celebrate this, man. Yeah,
you wouldn't celebrate against Ghana.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, like imagine you beat them in a game that's important. Nah, I wouldn't. Like it's too, bro. The fundamentals, the way I think, and you know, the basis of my life is built from people who came over. US be grateful. That's what it should be.
Yeah. It would just mean so much more for the US too. Imagine USA's beating Spain in the World Cup semifinal. Are you kidding me? Like that's.
I think the only reason you should celebrate against something that you have ties to is if whatever that thing that you had ties to treated you poorly. So if you left a club to go to a new club, but the club you left, you had a bad relationship with them, you should celebrate.
Yeah.
If you chose a country over another country because that country treated you poorly, you should celebrate.
Yeah.
Is this retribution or karma?
Yeah.
A bit of both.
For me, it's the moment. Because if it's a friendly, I'm not celebrating. For sure not.
Hilarious.
For sure not. Group stage, maybe not. Semifinal? World Cup semifinal? Come on, it's too much. It's too big of a moment.
Yeah.
I just answered. What do you
Would you celebrate against Haiti?
Would you celebrate against Haiti?
Nah.
Would you celebrate against the US?
I've been through too much, bro.
Would you celebrate against the US?
Celebrate against it. I'm taking off my shirt. I'm swinging that motherfucker into
burn
the
a flag and shit.
That's a fact.
I'm over there.
That's it.
Doing compa and shit.
I'm over there going crazy on the US, boy. Don't play with
There's
me.
a lot of afflictions,
Yo,
trials and tribulations in this country.
What the US has done to the rest of the world, bro.
That's fair.
I'm Millie rocking, bro. I'm
Millie
teabagging the US, bro. I'm teabagging the US on the world stage.
Nah,
You can do a jersey swap and just start wiping that shit.
OD.
crazy. Nah,
That's
like
crazy.
even if went to, kid thoughts, you obviously think of everybody thinking the game winner.
Yeah.
Or to beat everybody think about winning the World Cup and shit like that. If I was to win, and let's say I was even playing with the US for a tournament, I'll be one of them players with the Ghana flag wrapped around my neck. after.
Oh, got to. Yeah.
Like, you gotta show some respect to how you got there. So
Would you celebrate against the US for Ghana? He's like, yeah, nigga, you stupid.
nah, it's just funny because it just brings me back to what I mentioned before, being
Yeah.
in the game, or this is one match, World Cup match, where Ghana
Mhm.
scored the game winner. I saw my auntie. I just know people be celebrating. So
Yeah.
in my mind, I don't know, we had lost. We had lost. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Had lost, bro.
that's tough, bro.
But, a little respect. A little respect.
Lord have mercy, bro.
Definitely a little respect.
Crazy.
Do you want to get into questions or no?
Let's do one fan question at least.
Talking about the U.S., talking about American academies.
Yes, sir.
What was the question from your boy, Kendrick?
Phil was just asking to talk
Read
about
the-
Oh, that's your man?
Read the at.
Huh?
Read the at. And then-
at Philosophy commented, want y'all to talk about the American Academy system.
And this was a comment in reference to the clip about all the black talent in the world. So you're talking about Real Madrid, English national team, French national team. So I think it's also in reference to why doesn't that talent necessarily show up here all the time? But I think that's starting to change. As we said before, the U.S. men's national team starts, 7-ish, 8 black players at this point, depending on obviously current form and things like that nature. But to talk, so that diversity is good to see. But the overall academy system, one of the issues in the U.S., that needs to be brought to light, of course, is the pay-to-play model, pay-to-play model,
Yep.
where essentially the barrier to entry is finances. And so if you don't have the finances, you simply are not going to be able to get those opportunities. Sometimes what's even more, though, is that if you don't have the finances to eat, so some of this actually is free and is scholarship. But those kids that get good enough to be that were able to pay for private coaching their entire lives up until that point. So even though that's not necessarily pay to play, that can also be a barrier to access, not from just the academy itself, but being able to even train to get to the point to be accepted by the academy. Otherwise, you're relying on completely raw, natural talent, which is sometimes hard to do, especially in an era where people are specializing more in position, specializing more into this is how we play rather than that individuality. So if you don't have that exposure, but
To play devil's advocate,
of course.
does pay to play create the best players if at the end of the day, those pay to play players are paying for consistent training and therefore are consistently incentivized to be training and therefore then spitting out the best players at the end of their training?
I don't even
period?
feel like we're that reliant on pay to play though, because I feel like in the US especially, a lot of the players that we're seeing come up and be really successful were just playing in school, and they played at really, 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 really good
Two
schools.
comments.
St. Benedict's, we're seeing all these top prospects come in, and it's not they're necessarily paying to be on an insane club team.
Yeah.
I'm sure, of course, it helps. But because we're so tied to the school system, staying in high school, staying in college for a certain amount of years, a lot of that experience and training comes from being in school.
But does that create do our best players come from that though?
I got 3 comments to add on to that.
You know what I mean? Well,
I
I'm
got you.
just saying they don't though, because they're going pro at 16. Pulisic and them don't come from that. They come from the academies. You know what I'm saying? But go
I
ahead.
got you. So to answer your comment, I think the thing about pay to play is not even just the fact that, like you said, that people that make it to the top might not even be from there. But when you have an establishment, it also has an effect on the culture who is even going to invest their time in that thing.
Facts.
So there's some people who could be in football and the talent, you know what I'm saying, that could be actualized, but that's a barrier that stopped them from actualizing that talent. That's one. 2, to answer your question, bringing it back to your home country where Eto'o be where he is. If pay to play was a thing in Cameroon, you don't have to answer. But that was kind of my response in terms of seeing okay, how does that model? And even just the avenues of ways, because it's not just pay to play, bro. It's USL. 1-2, you know what I'm saying, and 3 in championship, or 1-2 in championship.
Yeah.
And then you got MLS Next, which I don't know if that's pay to play now.
I think
You know
a
what
lot
I'm
of these
saying?
academies, they have the scholarships, but I was saying is
MLS
to get
Next
to
like
that point. Yeah, I think they give scholarships to the
You have
players.
okay.
Yeah.
Or so that's a whole other thing. But as you said, it's not the same where, you know, people actually not finishing high school and just dedicating their life to football. Sometimes having too many options and avenues is confusing.
Yeah.
Because people don't know the trajectory.
And even just like, I say to develop talent because I feel like I was an extremely raw talent and an academy tried to get me till my family saw the price and were like, we're not paying $3,000 for you to play like 12 games.
He was an extremely raw talent.
Yeah, bro. I was actually just dribbling through everyone.
I believe it.
Like they tried to get me. It was
Raw.
$3,000. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I couldn't develop my talents into what it could have been to a more curated way to actually like even position. I didn't even have position. I was just running around. You know what I mean? Like all that type of, it weeds you out when you had to pay to be on that academy team. And even the players you get to play with, bro, I'm with some bunch of randoms from my town. Like it's just not the same. So
it reminds me when I got a letter once about like some US thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, obviously they're asking for money as well, but that's the barrier.
We do have
accessibility.
Yeah. Well, before we get out of here, something that we always got to do is talk about fashion, but not just what we are wearing with our own fits, but also some fits that we saw throughout this week. So I want to know what y'all best fits were that you saw from the football world this week. I got to shout out just all the Valentine's fits, all the fly footy couples that I've seen stepping out together. Big shout out to Curtis Jones and his girl, probably one of the flyest couples out there in footy. So just, if you ever need date night inspiration for you and your shorty, bro, just go to Curtis Jones' page or his girl Safi's page. That's a super, super fly couple. So in honor of Valentine's Day, that's what I got to pick.
I got a throwback. I saw a picture of Pogba and Memphis Depay at the Louis V show.
This summer?
Like the previous summer.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
The Pharrell show.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me miss Pogba. But the fits were hard. But like, the football needs another Pogba.
Who is he? We'll see.
I want to shout out Balotelli and his old fits from the 2000s period. That's my fit.
Are you Italian?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, those fits are hard, man. He used to like. I feel like these fits are ahead of his time.
Balo's just wild, bro.
No, his fits from back then are ahead of his time.
That era kind of came back, actually.
Like with the scarves and the baggy pants,
MCM bags.
Yes, bro. The hat,
MCM
the chicken head hat.
Chicken head hat, bro.
Balo's a different type of dude, bro.
Yeah, but to cap it off, you know, I'll definitely shout out Benzi. Just was on GQ for me for Middle East, GQ Middle East. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out that. If we're talking about footy fashion in general, shout out Arte. They just dropped a knit jersey, a red knit jersey, as well as even this black, you know, like pre-match thing. You know, they have a new spring summer collection. So shout out Arte.
Yeah, shout out Arte, fire ass brand out in Belgium. And yeah, speaking of Arte, UK artists I really fuck with. Nippa was in one of their releases. Oh yeah. So as we get into music, what's y'all vibes been recently?
Funny enough, Molly put me onto Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Butcher.
Like I knew about Benny the Butcher already.
Yeah.
But he just put me onto some tracks from Benny the Butcher.
Shout out Buffalo. Shout out upstate New York.
Yo, OD. He has a song with Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard.
No, Benny raps, bro.
Yeah,
Benny raps. What?
You listen to him, you feel like you about to take over the world.
What? He raps, bro.
Yeah.
Come on. Shout out Griselda.
Facts.
Shout out everybody upstate doing their thing, man.
Hey, man.
Big time.
Got to shout out an artist/producer. We doing this thing all the time. Pierre Bourne. Just listen to some of his old stuff. If you listen on SoundCloud, if you listen on, you know, Spinrilla, Spotify, whatever. Like, he just is a very proper artist. And to see him make that transition is always cool. So that's very, you know, cool beats. Wavy beats for sure.
Wavy guy. Seb?
I want to shout out an Atlanta artist.
Okay.
Black. 6 Lack.
I saw him in concert recently.
I swear to God, at first I was like, who's black?
I saw him in concert recently. He's amazing, bro.
6 Lack.
Very talented artist.
No, very, very talented. Since I Have a Lover, his project. Also his...
he dropped the tape?
No, it's in 2023. But I went back. I just started listening to his stuff again. East Atlanta Love Letter, Free Black.
He's a really dope artist.
Yeah,
you know he actually comes from battle rap.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's why his
It's so funny.
it is,
Battle
but that's
rap.
why his R&B pen is so
Battle
good because he knows how to put together words in
Safe.
such a framing. So he does that, but then he sings it.
No, it's impressive.
That's what makes it
you
special.
apart, then I take your neck and I slap your head.
Look at you standing here right now. Bro.
Shout out Goods the Animal, battle rapper.
Hey.
Got interviewed by Zoe recently. I was here for that.
Oh, D, what's your music pick, man?
I gotta shout out Coda the Friend,
Code up.
Brooklyn's own, really, really dope rapper. Kind of like a lo-fi rapper, you could say, but he just has really cool songs about like, I said like mental health and like meditation and just like perspective on life. And I really like his song Backstage in Minneapolis from his tape Lyrics to Go Volume 5. So it's a little series he does with like very short 2-minute songs. This one's a little bit longer, but he just talked about like being a giver in this world, no matter what the world does to you,
Mhm.
and kind of like you give without expecting anything back.
Amen.
And no matter what the world's kind of like throwing at you and how petty people want to be and beef and all this, like you just smile through it, like nothing can affect me kind of vibes.
Amen.
So I was like, that was just a really healthy perspective on that song. So yeah, shout out Coda the Friend. He
I
always got
shot,
good
I shot
vibes.
for Coda in DC.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fire.
How was it?
How was it?
Like, do you miss, like, it was a concert?
Mhm.
How do
You
you
shot the concert?
Mhm.
That's fire,
How
bro.
was it? Like, do you miss concert photography?
No.
Really?
Not at all.
You shot Dave as well.
Yeah.
It's a special guy, man.
It's difficult. It's difficult because you have to turn it around so fast, and oftentimes it doesn't get used.
Bro,
But it's fun.
yeah.
It's
I
fun.
did it from the
Like,
crowd for Smino, JID, and Jordan Wood. That was a lot of fun. But it's actually crazy because you're in the crowd.
like the
So it's
photos
you're
you'll get. Like at first, like I like couldn't believe how cool the photos are. Because
Yeah.
I think some of the coolest photos are concert
for
photos.
sure.
But like as a job, if you're not like getting compensated for it after a while, like everything, it's like damn.
Oh, yeah.
Give Seb his money.
Facts. Just give Seb his money.
And give give 5ASIDE their money for making it to episode 50.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So appreciate y'all so much for being with us on this journey. Cheers to y'all, man. We came a long way. And let's get to the next 50 after this to 100.
Amen. Hey.
Appreciate y'all heavy, yo.